Alright, so let's talk about these congruent triangles again. So, guys, congruent triangles. We need the 5 pieces. They should be in your notes. Angle, side, angle, 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 side, side, angle, side, 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 and HL, meaning hypotenuse leg, or another name, angle, side, side. Okay? The angle, side, side only works if it's a right triangle. So, angle, side, side only works if it's right. Get that. Alright. So now, we've got to figure out what if these two triangles are congruent. So I want to label this triangle, and I'm going to label this first one triangle A, B, C. Right? And I want to know if this triangle is congruent to this other triangle. So since I'm talking about this guy, right, I need to be talking about this guy, F, triangle F. Okay? Then I'm moving over to this guy, B, right, which is talking about this angle, E. Okay? And then I'm talking about this guy, C, right, which is talking about this is corresponding to that triangle, D, or that angle, D. So now, since I set it up in the right direction, angle 1, 2, and angle 3, angle 1, 2, and angle 3, okay? Now I need to say, are they congruent or not, and why? Okay? So I'm saying that they are, but why are they? So I need to know that reason, right? I need to know that reason why. Well, it's funny because it's already set up for us. We have an angle, and we have a side, right? We have an angle, and we have a side, right? And so we look for that, and we notice right here, AAS, angle, angle, side. That tells us that these two triangles are congruent, thus we have two congruent triangles. Okay? Now, of course, it's going to take it a step further, right? They're always going to say, well, then if angle D is 3x minus 2, and angle C is 2x plus 1, right? Then what is x? Right? And so in this aspect you would say, then 2x plus 1 is equal to 3x minus 2, right? Because they're congruent. We just proved that they were through this. And so now I can actually solve the equation minus 2x. That uses subtraction property of equality. I got 1 is equal to x minus 2. And like you said, it's 3. Pretty simple. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. That's the addition property of equality. And so I got 3 is equal to x. If I want to know what angle C is, it's equal to 2x plus 1. So that's a given. So your next step would be the logical step. Angle C is equal to 2 times 3 plus 1, which is substitution. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7, so angle C is equal to 7 degrees. Okay? And that's via simplification. Okay? Pretty easy, right? Now, same aspect, I can look at these two triangles and figure out the same aspect. I'm going to look at STB because I guess that's the way I see it in my head. You can do VTS. I don't care what you do. Okay? Is there one you want to go with? VTS, TVS, TSV? I don't care. What do you want? It doesn't matter on the first triangle. What matters is the second triangle. You have to follow the same order. So, what are you going?
SVT.
SVT. Okay? Why not? Alright, so, triangle. SVT is congruent to triangle. And so that means I'm going from this one, right? S, V, T, right? So now let's look at that same aspect. So this is congruent to this. So that would be my purple. That would be my S, right? So that'll be the triangle U, right? Now I went to V, right? So the blue part is not given. So that means that's the same as this one, right? So that would be my angle T. Okay? Now I'm getting back to the orange part. The orange part is the one that's congruent. So SVT should be congruent to UTV. Right? As long as they're ordered in the correct order. Okay? So use your colors. Find your order. Okay? Now, do I know anything else? I got a couple of angles, but you notice over here I need 3 pieces. I need some angles and I need some sides. Okay? If I don't have sides and angles, I'm not going to be able to get this unless I have all sides. Do we have all sides? No. All angles doesn't matter because you can have all the same angles. Alright? These can be all the same angles, but be different sizes, so they're not congruent. So, all angles don't matter, but all sides do. So does anyone notice anything about one of the sides?
They're on the short side. The answer is the sides that are bigger than the short side.
Look at this side, right here. Is TV equal to VT? Yeah, they're the same thing, right? Remember, we talked about this earlier. Reflexive. That's reflexive. They're the same thing. Right? Now, if I were to say TV was equal or congruent to TV, what's that called? Identity. Identity. Okay? Because they're identical. Does that make sense? Could I say that? Sure. So you could use identity or you can use what's called reflexive. Reflexive means that TV is the same as VT, that goes backwards. It's like reflecting in the mirror. They're reflexive. Okay? So once I know that these are congruent, I can prove that these are congruent, right? Because I already know that angle U is congruent to angle S. Right? Angle U is congruent to angle S. I also know that angle V is congruent to angle T over there, right? And the reason I know that is because of the, it's given. Right? So I have an angle side, right? And I have an angle side. Do I know anything? Oh, angle side. So this is another way to get the same problem. Angle side. Okay? So I just proved this via all of this. Okay? Then I did this one by itself also. So this was all done via this also. Okay? And that's two problems for angle, angle, side.